Why I am leaving New York. Ooh, this one is huge. This one is big because I have been in love with New York City for now, I think, I don't know, for as long as I remember. That is the reason why I moved to the Big Apple with only $60 in my pocket. It's just this big dream because I was really pushed and I was really in love with the city, and the city is known to make things happen. This is the city where things happen. This is the city where if you want to be somebody, if you want to make it big, this is the city, because New York pushes you to adapt fast. New York pushes you to get out of your baby coat and embrace the adult jacket. And this city will face you with some harsh realities. Everyone in this city is on a mission to go somewhere to accomplish a goal, and no one will give a damn. This city is hard and harsh. So why am I leaving New York City? So I came to New York City, I think now it's going to be 8 years. 8 years ago, I just packed everything, $60 in my pocket. I arrived here. I had no idea. I did not know anybody, but all I wanted to do is make it and make it big. I still remember when I arrived, there was a cab driver, right? The cab driver drove me to Manhattan. I wanted to go to Manhattan and the cab costed $50 and I only had $60, right? But then the cab driver offered me the ride for free. In New York, a cab driver. And he took my number. And from there I was like, all right, this is just a crazy story. The city is a fantastic place to be. There was two reasons why I'm leaving. Actually there is one reason why I'm leaving. The second is because it kind of makes sense. Let's start with the second. Let's start with COVID-19 and whatever happened in 2020. The city is not the same anymore. One of the reasons why people were living in the city, and one of the reasons where people were just bearing with all the craziness of the city, is because of all the things that made New York, New York. Now, when you remove all the things that made New York its big apple, then you're left with a lot of the other craziness, and you start to ask yourself, why am I even here? Why should I be even here? If you work here, if you have a job here, or if you are in real estate and all those stuff, yes, it makes sense. But I had to look at myself and, okay, I am in the film industry, right? I am in the video industry, content space. Technically, this is something I can do from anywhere, technically, even though, of course, there was more opportunities in New York, video-wise and all that. But the city doesn't bring as much as it used to bring anymore. Now, whenever you walk in New York, it is sad because things are empty. Things are not as busy as before, and every New Yorker living right now in New York can really feel the void, can really feel the city changed. So now you ask yourself, why am I even here? Right? The main reason, this COVID-19 reason, is the second, not the main reason, actually maybe 20% or 10% of my thinking. The main reason is my field. When I arrived to New York City, I had no idea what I was going to do. I loved writing papers when I was a kid. Funny story, when I was a kid, during class, I remember we had exams, right, and tests. And while everyone was answering the questions in the exam, right, I was the only student who was writing a whole movie story, right? The amazing thing is that the teacher never got mad. The teacher was giving everyone their grades every time. He was keeping my papers for the end, and he was reading my story that I was writing to all the class. So everyone in the class knew that whenever there was an exam, we're going to hear another interesting and imaginative story from Alexander Bach. This is a good teacher, you know. This teacher saw that I had imagination, and instead of going hard on me because, dude, we have an exam, right? We have a test, and what you're doing, you're writing a story about 3 agents that have powers and all that stuff. This guy must be nuts. Now, he actually pushed me, encouraged me, and I remember he told me, you are going to do something big. I was like, let's hope. So when I came to New York, I wanted to make it big. I like the fast pace. I wanted to make it big, but I had no idea. I was just writing stories and all that stuff. It's only 5 years later that I really decided to, hey, I think it's my thing. I love making films, and I started making films, videos, started editing for a lot of YouTubers, many top personalities and stuff. And then it became clear to me that film industry is what I want to do for the rest of my life. That's where my goal came from. My goal is to be a top producer and director in Hollywood. Big. I'm going hard on it, fighting every day for it, you know. But when you think of it, where do you think I should be? In LA, of course. Of course, in LA. I remember friends telling me 3 years ago, what are you doing in New York? You want to be in the film industry? Go in Hollywood. I also had a dinner with a friend of mine last month. I was like, you know, I know New York also has film people. She looked at me like,
dude, I've been in LA. And I'm telling you, you want to be in films? Dude, it's the capital.
And I knew it. LA, Hollywood, it's the capital. I know it's only a city. I know you can do everything from around, but I am nobody really in the industry, right? So for me to be able to own my skills, to get my connections, and to work in the industry in the larger scale, LA, Hollywood, it's where is at from a content creator perspective as well, and for the film industry. So the main reason why I'm leaving New York is to really finally going somewhere where everyone breathe what I want to be breathing for the rest of my life. Cinema, making movies, making picture, having premieres. Oh, I can't wait for that. Having big premieres, a red carpet. I show up in my limo and they're asking,
"Hey, sir, it's your movie."
I'm like, yeah, it's my movie, bro. I love making movies. You see how my eyes light up when I talk about films? I just love making movies, man. It's so much more for me. So that's why I'm leaving New York. Probably gonna stay here like a couple of months. The decision has been made. I usually never stayed in a place for more than 10 years. New York, yeah, it's longest because I remember when I was born, there was a huge war in my country. And I went through war at 7 years old. Yeah, I will tell that story one day. At 7 years old, I went through war. We escaped war. Then we went to another country. Then there was also war. And then we went to another country. Then it was kind of peaceful for like 9, 10 years, like around 8 years, something like that. After that, New York. And then New York, it's been around also 8 years. And the next decade of my life is building a huge producer in Hollywood. This is very tough because becoming a producer in Hollywood and make it big in Hollywood, there is no right way. Just like in business, just like in entrepreneurship, just like in YouTube, just like in everything. So, but I need to be swimming where all the big fishes are swimming, and it's in LA. That's the main reason. But of course, the second reason, COVID, just made it more as a bonus. I will bring you also on my journey. Let's see where things go. But it's going to be big. It's going to be challenging. And that's also one of the reasons why I did not move to LA earlier. Because I don't want to go to LA with nothing, you know. First, in New York, I built my craft. Like so far, I have done 2 feature films, so I have something to show. I really hone my craft. I'm still honing, but I feel like I'm ready for the next stage. That is why I'm leaving New York City, mainly for my goals and my career, and also encouraged by the current situation the city is in right now. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed it, and whatever goal and dreams you have, go for it. Go for it. Don't let anyone stop you. We are going to the top. Nothing is stopping us. I like to say that all the time. Yeah, guys, I'll see you tomorrow.